Hello everybody and welcome back, where today we had a brand new sale kick off on the PS Store. This is the indie sale and a ton of games are included, and it ends on the 3rd of September, so you have a little while to decide what you want. There are 66 PSVR2 related items in this sale. I'm not going to be going over all of them because some, like Firmament, have reviewed a bit poorly and apparently don't run very well, and some games, like Hello Neighbor Search and Rescue, that's also on sale, I haven't played. So let's get into my picks, shall we, of what you should be looking at in this sale. Thank you to our patrons and members who are all on screen right now. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and let's get into this, shall we? First and foremost, 20% of Undead Citadel's price is slashed off, and you save 5% more with PlayStation Plus. That makes the base price of this £19.99 instead of £24.99. This game is getting a co-op mode in the future, but as for now, just has a single player campaign and horde mode with a ton of weapons to choose from, loads of zombies to fight as you make your way through the Undead Citadel itself. At 30% off, Maestro is definitely worth a look. This orchestra conducting game is one of the only games on PSVR2 where I say you shouldn't play it with controllers at all. Simply use your hands. Now, the complete edition is £27.74, but the base edition is £12.99. And honestly, the base edition does have some great songs, but the complete edition also comes with Duel of the Fates, which is awesome to play. The DLC for this one is fantastic, with a load of songs from Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and it's just so much fun to conduct an orchestra with your actual hands. Add a chopstick in there for extra immersion, but there you have it at 30% off. At 20% off, Zombie Army VR is on sale for what I think is either the first or second time maybe, at $19.99. I had my problems with this game in terms of how repetitive it might have felt a bit later on in the campaign, but overall I did have a really good time with it. And if you're a fan of the Zombie Army and Sniper Elite formula, you'll feel right at home here with the World War II locations and X-ray kill cams. At 50% off, I have to recommend Skydance's Behemoth, the game which won my Game of the Year last year for PSVR2, and for very good reason. It's basically Shadow of the Colossus in virtual reality, with a fair few fights in between against normal-sized humans. The combat feels so amazing once you get into the swing of things, and the fights against the behemoths have to be seen to be believed. And with the addition of the new arena mode a little while ago, the game is in a really good state. Do yourself a favour and pick this one up at £17.49 at 50% off. Another game that utilises hand tracking really well is Waltz of the Wizard at £9.59. This is a game made by some Icelandic devs. There's no point in me saying that other than I like the country, so I'm going to mention it. But essentially it allows you to mix a load of potions, interact with Scully, who is your floating, talking skull friend, and you get to talk to him with your voice, which is really cool. And hand tracking works really well here. It's one of the best demonstrations of it, and I put a load of people on this one, and they've had a blast. That's £9.59 at 40% off, so take a look at Waltz of the Wizard. I've also got to recommend Walkabout Miniolf at 20% off at $15.99. This is the base game, so not all the DLC, but still gives you a fair bit of content, and especially if you've got a friend or two to play with, on whatever platform of your choosing, even mobile now, it's really worth playing. It's one of the most relaxing PSVR2 games, with great location variety and amazing devs who keep on updating it. If you want to have some mindless action fun at 50% off, Paint the Town Red is $7.99. This is a game where you beat up people in various locations, and that is literally it. It's stupid, it's violent, but it's decent exercise and a load of fun. One of the most relaxing games on PSVR2 now with multiplayer is Puzzling Places. It just got an upgrade to Unreal Engine 5, which made the game look simply amazing and sharp in the headset. It's £7.99. and is a puzzle game that allows you to build puzzles in 3 dimensions, so they're scanned in from actual locations, so you'll get to build cathedrals, beaches, castles, all sorts. There's a ton of DLC, there's loads of fun to be had here, and you can get to choose the severity of the puzzle in terms of how difficult it is. So if you want a quick puzzle for 50 pieces, you can do that. If you want a puzzle to jump in and work on over a week or a month, then choose 1,000 pieces. There's a load to do here. Another silly VR game that I really loved though when I played it is Human Fall Flat VR. It's currently $4.99, and for a fiver if you've got a couple of mates, jump in together and give it a go. Unfortunately, it's not compatible with the flat screen version, but if you have mates in VR, then you can play it with them. That's exactly what we did last year, and it was just hysterical. It was so much fun. The maps are so silly, the physics make for some great moments, and we really enjoyed it. Not for Broadcast VR is also on sale for a fiver. In this game, you basically manage a broadcast, so there are real recordings of real people who the devs have recorded, and essentially you have to choose where to cut to, when to censor, when to beep, when to cut off the broadcast, when to start. You have to nail everything, and it's quite a high-stress environment, but it's a load of fun. It feels like a bit of a twist on a puzzle game formula. and I really enjoy playing it. There are also choices you can make outside of the broadcast room which influence how the story goes, which adds a bit of depth to it. At £2.99, I have to recommend Paper Beast. It looks quite fuzzy in the headset, I have to be honest, but it is an absolute trip of a game. At 85% off, I'd say it's worth a go. The puzzles are also quite fun in this one, but ultimately, it's just a very striking game visually, and it does make you feel a lot, even though its resolution isn't the best. If you're looking for a photography game, Umari Generation has you covered. This is by a solo dev, I believe, and essentially takes place in a bit of a dystopian future. For £13.99, you can go in and photograph this future across several different levels, different lenses, and objectives depending on where you are. If you like photography, it's worth taking a look at this one. If you want a horror roguelite, then Cosmo Dread is your next purchase. £9.74 is the price. It is by a solo dev once again, but it does offer some genuine scares, especially on the first couple of runs. For this price, it's worth picking up if you're looking for that horror roguelite fix. So you die, you go back in again, you die, you go back in again, and there's a ton of modifiers to choose if you want to spice things up as you try and escape a ship. Barbaria is also on sale for £8.79. This one kind of came out of nowhere, I want to say like under 2 years ago, just about, and essentially is comprised of you building your own base, your own dungeon for other players to come and raid, and then you go and raid theirs. I haven't played this one nearly as much as I should have because it is really good, but it's got some really punchy and fun combat and some genuinely good base building mechanics and leveling systems. Anyway, that'll be all for today. Those are my picks from this sale. A couple of indies there which are really worth picking up. One I would recommend is Behemoth. Never seen it that low before, I don't think. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.